putting that collision mesh on the character in that earlier video. I did a little bit more to it. Alright, show you what I did here. That doggone little guy don't want to walk, does he? It's because he has a wheel and not a foot. Let me change cameras. So, yeah. Yeah, I did that. I was quite happy how it turned out. Oh yeah, you just go to your asset browser and this was the other one that just stands there, don't do nothing. And this is the other new one. That's all I made him do. I'm not much of an animator. So, but basically what I did was I created a bone structure for him, which allows you to animate things, which is pretty much how everything is animated. So I couldn't. That's hard to fix. Yeah, all them little hairs, they're hard to get them things perfect. But I just made those bones. I just created a single bone and just kept attaching them, and then you got to take you got to go into object mode. And you got to select your character. After you parent the bones to him, you got to go into weight paint, and then here, what you do is you pick a bone, say that bone, and you paint the area of influence for each bone. Red being the most, blue, dark blue being none, and the gradient in between is, just a little bit. So you basically, with a paintbrush, you pick a bone and you start painting. I don't want to mess it up, but I'll show you how you just start painting and see how it starts to mess the bone up, because it's all now, this bone now affects all that stuff. So you don't want to do that. But anyway, that's and you don't want to do that when it's animating. But basically, you just hit record, which I have to do this on another video or something, because I want to render the animation. I'm rendering the guy animating in this little hallway, like a little video, and yeah, he's gonna basically just do his thing in there. Got some motion blur on it and stuff, so let's see how it looks. It shouldn't take long to render. But if you want to do any more work to it, you'll just load him in here, and what you'd have to do is pick all the bones. I'm not seeing the keyframes for some reason. So I done exited out of here and went into the game, and I got to go into pose mode to see them. So you pick all the bones and you delete all these keyframes. So let me just save it. That way I won't mess it up. And so you delete those keys. You just delete them all. Delete keys. Delete keyframes. So now we don't animate at all. So you turn on like auto key. And you say like frame 50. I want. And this is in pose mode. You got to be in object mode to pick the bones, and then you go to pose mode and you rotate. You can hit R, Y. R to rotate, then Y, X, or Z, or you can use this over here if you prefer to use that. And then you go back to the first frame and you say, okay, well, I want it to be over here. And then over here you would say, well, maybe I want the head to look up or look back, kind of look over here. And I don't know how to do a rig yet. That's something I haven't really figured out, how to make a rig for something, but that makes it where it's a lot easier to animate stuff. But just say like this, you wanted to put that in the game. You just, after you do that, you just go to Export, Collider, and you just overwrite. Well, I'll overwrite the second one. No, shoot, let me just make another one. You may want that one. So in the game, I'll go to the asset browser, and since I just sent something new over, oh, it is, already put it in here. So you see this is the new little animation that I just did. Let me move him. He's kind of being obscure. He's kind of, the other ones are stealing the show. So I gotta kind of move him. So you see, that's just all I did. Just that little example. And that's how you would put your character. Now you won't get collisions on this. That's the thing, when they animate, you don't get collisions. But this is the first character I've ever, well, skinned or whatever you call it, made bones for. I thought he was a cool little guy, so I was like, let me actually try to do this. I've been meaning to do it anyway. It was like one of them things on the to-do list that I was kind of like, I know I got to learn it, but I finally got around to it, I guess. Let me just reopen the file. Alright, so I'm going to also give you the Blender file. And, you know, you can do whatever with it. I don't care. It's your character. But, so you'll have in your zip file, let me see, where is it? Test 3, not join. Okay. I'm going to just put them all in here and just re-email it. And I'll include the Blender file also. Oh, and I'll post the animation whenever it finishes rendering.